Hi, this is Rainbow Harmony here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And this is your personal reading. Thank you so much again for hitting me up for this reading. I'm excited to see what has come through for you. Already I'm getting the sensation of just a beautiful new awakening in your life. It's just a new period of growth and manifestations are coming through. So I'm excited to get into this and share this with you. So what we're going to do is we're going to look into your current situation. We're going to see what energy is leaving your life. We're going to see what energy is coming in. Then we're going to look into your music career and see what the next step is there. Then we're going to look into the situation with Nick and we're going to see what the joined energy is. Then we're going to unlock it. We're going to see what his energy is and then what your energy is. And then we're going to look into his feelings and your feelings and then see what the next step is for that relationship. And of course, we'll get some overall advice. So let's get into this. Your current energy, you're at a place right now at this time in your life where you've been having to put a lot of boundaries up because your energy, you feel like you've been spreading yourself really thin. It's a time in your life for you to focus on yourself. This is a beautiful sign saying that you've been going through kind of like a winter in your life, a time of struggle. Finances could have been tight. If not finances, then it could have just been circumstances, just being hit by circumstance in contrast, one after the other. But what I'm seeing here is that the snow is thawing, so this cycle, this period, this season in your life is changing for the better. And now you finally can get your footing and have the space to look ahead to the future. This run here symbolizes the snow thawing after winter, looking forward to spring, looking forward to the future to gather supplies to make the nest. So it's like you're starting to think about like nesting, like, what tools, what skills do I need to develop? How am I going to set up like a more comfortable lifestyle for myself? And so in this energy, you're very, you're having to have a lot of boundaries. And so I'm going to read you this card to see if you resonate with it. If there's like anybody or anything in your life you're feeling like you're having to have boundaries with, because this is your current energy. I find it interesting. I'm wondering if this will resonate with you. Let me see. Just there we go. Flipping to the page. Oh, here we go. All right. So this reads, a sincere desire to give of service is wonderful. However, there's a distinction between giving of yourself and giving up yourself. If you feel tired, guilty, or resentful while helping others, then you're not truly helping them, are you? You're injecting poisonous energies into the relationship and then no one benefits. Step back and reassess the situation. As you respect your own boundaries, others will begin to recognize and respect them within you, and within themselves as well. Now that's a healthy behavior to teach others. So they're saying like you've been giving too much, so you've been having to become more assertive and realize like you don't want to do things out of guilt or obligation. And so this is huge for you. It's like this realization has led to this dawn of a new era in your life, so it's beautiful. Seems to be a theme in the personal readings lately, I have to say. A beautiful time of year. So here's the energy that's leaving your life. And what I'm seeing is that you were very worried about your future on whether or not it was going to be secure because you went through some rough times in your life. But I'm seeing here that there's this beautiful sign coming out saying not to dwell on that too much because stop worrying, everything's going to be fine. And like to have respect for your journey. So it's like at this point in time, you have a lot more respect for your journey. It's a newfound respect. So next, we're going to go ahead and see what energy is coming in. So what energy is coming into your life? And look at this! You got the arts card. So it really does seem like what you're doing with music is very much in alignment with you. It's like spirit really supports this. And they want you to stay grounded because a lot of times when you're an artist, it's easy to get very overwhelmed. And it's easy to get stuck in like writer's block or artist block and to do everything you can to procrastinate or avoid actually practicing your craft. So diligence and discipline are very important here when it comes to your craft. I'm seeing like to practice every day, to make a goal to yourself. But they're really supporting this, and it's saying express yourself through creative activities. So this is very much what the next season of your life is all about, and like Spirit's really supporting it. So I feel like things are moving forward for you in your music career, which is really good news. So you're probably wondering though, how am I going to make money doing this? Because this is what you want. Like, you would like to make more money and more prosperity through exercising your talents and gifts you have with music. But I'm seeing this clearance card come up, and it's saying there's a blockage, and the blockage is in your root chakra. And guess what? Your root chakra is basically the center for abundance and for security and for money and for well-being and for safety and for home. And there's some blockages in this area. Like, you picked up some beliefs along the way that like you are only limited to making a certain amount of money, or you have these limiting beliefs that say money can only come to me in this way or this way. They're saying you need to expand your thinking, expand your awareness, be open. But more than that, maybe even look into some root chakra clearing meditations, or doing some type of personal healings, or doing some journaling or writing, or maybe even when you write your music or practice your music, setting the intention to release some of these energies, because it's like you hold yourself back in this area even though you have so much potential. And this is just how we all are as artists. A lot of times there's some core wounds that lead us to our art, and it's beautiful how sometimes the most horrible things that happen to us can be the catalyst for our greatest good. I started doing this tarot channel and like getting into tarot because I went through this horrible season of trauma in my life. That was awful, but it's amazing and beautiful what's come through it. I love how I express myself with this, and I help others heal and like uplift other people and it's beautiful. And I feel like that's what you're doing with your music. Your trauma has led you to create this thing, but now you're able to use it to help bring love and light to other people's lives, and that's truly magical. And so I'm seeing this need for you to like acknowledge this cycle and these core wounds, and to do some type of rituals to like release them, and be open to prosperity. This says the universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. So that's beautiful. What's the next step for you in your music career? Endings and beginnings. The old must be released so that the new can enter. If you want to go to the next level in life, if you really want to make this happen, there's certain things that have to fall out of your life to make room for this. Old habits, old belief systems, old relationships, anything that doesn't serve you in your growth, it's gonna fall away. But there's this beautiful sign here with this lotus. It says, out of the mud and out of the muck grows a beautiful lotus. And so that's you. It might be a rough journey. It might have been a rough journey so far for you, but this lotus is proof that you can grow into something beautiful. And they're urging you to follow your heart, and they're urging you to trust your path, and trust what wants to come forth at this time in your life and be expressed with your music. So lots of support, lots of love coming out for you with your music. That's amazing. But the real thing here is what's going on with this dude. So we're going to move on. What's going on with this dude, Nick? You know what? I'm going to pull some clarifiers. Ugh, reaching forward over here. Okay. Okay. He's got a good heart. He's got a good heart. Let's pull from this. I'm just trying to get all the information I can before I read into this, before I like really... Uh-oh. Okay. So he's kind of like an analytical type. I think it takes him a long time to make his mind up about something or someone. I'm seeing that he doesn't want to hurt your feelings. He might not be at a place where he's 100% comfortable to like lock down a serious committed relationship, but it doesn't necessarily mean you got to rule this out, because I'm seeing this card that says, you're just getting started, so have patience with yourself in the process and do not give up. So if you were supposed to give up on this, they would tell me. They're saying stay dedicated. I feel like all these arrows represent like different dudes or different people you've tried to like make a connection with. And they're saying you're just going to have to get creative and keep moving forward. Sometimes you just got to kiss a lot of frogs. Have you heard that saying? But I do see a potential here. So let's look into the rest of the energy and then we'll see what we can do. Let's see what his energy is. He's leaving a difficult time behind. It's a good time for him to start projects. He's a bit distracted at the moment. But it's like his focus is pulled in two directions. He really wants to make a love connection, but at the same time, he probably just left some type of breakup or just a difficult, like a chapter of struggle in his life behind. So it's like he's pulled between two different things. His energy is a bit scattered at the moment. So if you're feeling like non-committal energy from him, that's probably why. Let's look at your energy. Something's coming through about your household situation changing. It could also just be like you have a desire for marriage. You have a desire for a connection. You want to live with someone like a soulmate or a twin flame. I'm seeing like you don't care like, you know, really how much this takes. How many people you have to go out for and try for. You really want to make this connection. And so I'm seeing like this is something huge you're trying to manifest in your life. I'm seeing good signs. I'm seeing like you're going to get what you want. But your energy seems to be a lot more like lock it down than him, you know? Now let's look into his feelings and your feelings, okay? So his feelings, you know, I keep seeing that this is like a really, like, if you wanted to move forward with this guy, he's definitely not someone you should give up on because he has a good heart. I keep seeing he has a good heart. He's not very judgmental at all, but at the same time, he's very, very focused on, like, trying to develop his lot in life, like some type of skill he's trying to develop or something. So it's like his focus might not necessarily be on relationships, but he's had them before and he's learned a lot and he's non-judgmental. I wouldn't say like he's looking for love, but you know, he's a bit scattered at the moment, but there's that potential, like he does want that, you know? Now here's your feelings. You are doing like a lot of healing right now. You're kind of confused. You do have some feelings about this guy, like he pops into your mind. You're thinking about taking a leap of faith and like doing something about this. So, what's the next step? The next step is, it's like, you gotta make a decision about what you're gonna do about money. I feel like right now, the energy in your life doesn't really support, like, a relationship. Like, you can keep going. Like, they want you to stay dedicated. They're telling you not to give up on this guy. I don't know if it's because you're gonna make a connection with him. Like, I feel the potential for that, but, like, at the same time, I'm feeling guys are so wishy-washy, and especially this guy, like, he's not sure about stuff right now. We can check into the energy later. If you still have really hardcore feelings with this guy in a couple weeks or, like, a month or two, hit me up and we can, like, see what's going on. Because you gotta trust your feelings, for sure, and the energy isn't telling me, like, no. And he's a nice guy, you know, but they're saying right now your energy should not be going into relationships. It should be going into, like, developing your lot in life, money, through your creativity. And clearance is really what's needed. It's so hard to, like, explain this to people, but I did this, okay? Like, I had some crazy stuff happen to me in my life, and basically I ended up having to go to counseling and therapy, and that's how I discovered, like, all this healing stuff. I needed all the healing I could get, so I looked into all the things, like acupuncture, Reiki healing, tarot, aromatherapy, meditation, nature time, working out more, veganism. Like, I did all the things. I guess that was, like, kind of my quarter life crisis. But basically what I found out was that ultimately on the other side, 2 years later, after, like, doing this healing, there was a lot of other really cool, awesome, like, I guess I'll call them side effects of the work that I did on myself. Like, I'm making so much money now, like, not just through this, but through my fashion job. I started 2 careers that I love. I live in a really beautiful place. I'm in a, you know, a really healthy relationship. I have a lot of peace and balance in my life. I'm not perfect. I still have a lot of things I'm working on. I'm still very much a wounded healer. But, those are some things that were side effects. And like what I literally did was just I did a lot of meditation. I did a lot of talk therapy. I did a lot of writing, like, and just getting things out. I finally let myself cry because I couldn't cry for like 5 years. And I just let myself cry about some of the stuff that happened. Like, it's called shadow work. And I don't know if you want to Google that or check into it, but it's like you're being required to let something go. And like, it's very personal to you. I shared my story with you so you could kind of understand, like, this is some of the tougher work that people have to do on themselves. It's about like letting go of old habits and like old belief systems and old like wounds that are holding you back, like letting go of the baggage. And I feel like that's something you need to do to move forward, and especially to get money. And a lot of times money is tied to worthiness, and sometimes your worthiness is affected from like the old barbs of the past, like things that people say to you that gets under your skin, you kind of forget about, and then it just repeats in your head on a loop. You know what I'm saying? Some of that stuff. So however you take this message, maybe for you, what's going to clear this out is just going on a trip or something and spending some time alone in nature, or like with pets and animals or horses or something. Or everyone has their own way of healing and clearing, but whatever this means to you, this is what's needed, and this is what 100% will get you more money. And that's what you're wanting for your music. I see everything's going well with your music. Like, it's very, very supported by spirit. Like, spirit supports this. And it's just like beautiful how all of this is coming together. I cannot tell you enough that everything's coming together. This is just like the last little piece, and it's like you're gonna explode. Like, you're gonna take off. So do the clearance, allow the time for that work, and your relationships will also transform. That's something that I'm seeing. So overall advice is, don't be frustrated with where you're at right now, because you're moving forward. You really are moving forward. Your art, I swear this is going to take off. Like, I'm feeling good vibes around this. They're saying, you do have a lot of work to do, but at the same time, there's no need to hurry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. So how about we draw one more card for you from my personal deck, just to lift up your spirits and just give you some final word. Oh, this is so sweet. This is the Deer card, and this message is really sticking out for you. It says, don't be so hard on yourself. You're being reminded of all the amazing things you do have to offer this world, and are being gently nudged to start or finish that project, write that song, make your masterpiece, and live your dream. Maintain your innocence and gentleness. Your open heart is a gift you share with others. Sign of opportunity and wealth. So go ahead and Google the deer animal totem and see if there's any other messages out there on the internet that resonate with you, because I feel like the deer is huge for you right now. It's a huge totem. It's come to help you find that peace and to continue forward on your journey. So I hope that this message resonated with you. Thank you so much for hitting me up for this. I'm sending you so much love and light through this transition period that's happening in your life right now. Peace out.